Hey, this is Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment, and I am here with Miss Veronica James. Hello, Miss Veronica.
Hello, Miss Nisi.
How are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
So let me tell you what I know about Miss Veronica. I met Miss Veronica at a mural um, presentation. I guess that's what we'll call it for now. I'll figure out the words later. But she was just so bubbly and so happy, and she's got her wares that she's selling, and it was just like, oh, I like this lady. So Miss Veronica, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, where should I begin? I am, I will tell you this. I am a healthy, wealthy vessel of God who lives a positive, productive, and powerful life. I have, and that's who I am. That's my mantra,
Okay.
what I do. Um, God has given me a very exciting life. Um, I have many stories that I have. Uh,
Okay.
I am an educator.
Okay.
I taught school in Pinellas County schools for 25 years. Um, I I taught mathematics for in mostly in middle school,
Mhm.
and I taught my favorite grade to teach was eighth grade. Um, and my favorite strand of mathematics was algebra. And
Whoa.
um, yes, yes, yeah, because of people saying stuff like that. Whoa. Yes. Uh, not most people enjoy mathematics, and not a whole lot of people understand mathematics, especially when you start throwing those letters in there.
Okay.
Um, and a lot of our kids don't understand it, and God has given me the gift of disseminating the materials to our young people. So I really enjoy um um you know um giving the information to the young
Okay.
people, and I'm really good at it. So I taught mathematics for 25 years. In 2019, I had a stroke, and so I had to leave the classroom because I had a stroke. And since then, God has taken me on this tremendous, tremendous journey of doing other things because, like my grandfather, I won't sit my behind down somewhere.
I told you she's
Um,
bubbly. I love it. She's bubbly.
yeah, I won't sit down. So since 2019, I have done a plethora of things
Mhm.
that um I have opened a store. I mean I have done so many things, and I'm like, Lord, what is this? Because this is not what I'm supposed to do, I don't think. So like when you met me, I was selling African clothes.
Right.
I don't know how I even got into that.
You don't know
Um,
how you got in there?
no, I don't. Well, in 2019, I ended up in the hospital a few times. I am at the point to where I have lost count how many times I've been in the hospital.
Okay.
Um, so my mother and my father were like, "Okay, you need to come home because you getting in the hospital is just like too many times." And I've never been married, and I'm youngest in the family, and so like
You the baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a baby, and so they kind of ganged up on me, and they were like, "You need to come home." And my mother sent my niece to Clearwater to when she came to Clearwater. I thought to help me to move. She was like, "Grandma mad at you." And I was like, what you talking about? She said, you need to come home. And on the same day, my dad sent me an email saying, your mom and me think you need to go home. And I'm like, dang, really? So I ended up moving back to Lake City in October of 2019.
Okay.
So they basically kidnapped my behind. During that time, I got sick. I mean, I got really sick. I ended up in the hospital again. I was in the hospital for almost a month then.
Oh.
And they moved me back one of my students literally packed up my apartment, and after I got out of the hospital, moved me back to Lake City, and I was in Lake City for 2 years. And so while I was in Lake City, didn't sit my behind down, opened a store, had bought all of this is so crazy. Like I say, I can't even keep it straight.
Okay.
They bought a shed. Well, I got a shed for my things. For my things,
right,
when they moved back to Lake City. Instead of getting a storage unit, renting a storage unit, they got a shed for my stuff. And then, like, after all of that went to whatever, they turned my shed into a little store. And so I was like, well, I'd rather have a little store. And so that's where the African clothes came about. But in this little store, I had everything. I'm talking, I was selling all kinds of stuff. I was selling jewelry. I was making glasses. I was making shirts. I was doing all kinds of stuff. I'm like, what? Who knows all that stuff? So I have those things for sale. I'm like selling whole businesses. But
you're selling whole businesses.
Yeah, that part.
So with the clothes, how do you go about getting the clothes that you're selling in your store?
Okay, so my mother, she was selling African clothes. Now my mother is a seamstress.
Okay.
I mean, she's awesome. She can make all of these African clothes that we sell, and I can too. But instead of making them, which is very time consuming, we just saw, like she had the magazine, so I was like, well, I'd rather sell them. I'd rather just like buy them wholesale and sell them retail than to, use a lot of time to make them. And so that's what we started doing. And so that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying the clothes wholesale.
Okay.
And I'm selling them.
Okay, so how long have you been doing that? I mean, buying them wholesale and selling them retail. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that since I've been in Lake City. I think I started doing that about 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
well, you have, I can say that you have great taste. I mean, just the clothes that I saw were really, really pretty. So I'm gonna have to hang out with you. I love the taste that you have in your clothes. Now, you also, I took a picture of this cup that you have, and it's got on there Dream Makers I think it's Dream Makers Development Agency.
Dream Makers Developmental Agency. And Dream Makers Developmental Agency started in 2006. Now, like I said, I started teaching in Pinellas County Schools in 1994.
Okay.
In 2006, I started Dream Makers with my very good friend. She's still a very good friend of mine, Carla Bennett. We were coaching basketball. And
you went from teaching math to coaching basketball.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, like I said, honey, honey,
You're just a jack of
I
all
have
trades, Miss Veronica.
many stories. Um, I was coaching basketball. I coached basketball for 4 years. And before I was coaching basketball, I have never been a regular teacher. Never ever been a regular teacher.
Okay.
One of my students, like I was on the basketball team when I was in high school, and so I've always been a big fan of basketball. Um, some of the guys in my class were on the basketball team, and so they were talking. They asked me to come to their basketball game, and I was like, "Sure, I'll go." So I went to the team. I went to the game, and so after the game, of course, I had to talk about them because they were garbage. Because I am not that regular teacher. I'm telling you.
Okay.
So after the game, I was like, "Yeah, y'all good. Y'all got some raw skills, but y'all act like y'all not coachable because you have raw talent, but you're not playing as a team. If you guys play as a team, y'all can win every game. Y'all not playing as a team. Y'all are garbage on that
Oh
coach,
my goodness.
on that court because you all are not playing as a team." And so they was like, "Miss James, you ought to be our coach." No, I don't. No, I shouldn't.
So is dealing with that being a non-regular teacher and a coach of basketball, is that where Dream Makers comes in?
Absolutely. That's where Dream Makers came, because like the next year, the girls coach quit. And so I became the girls coach. I became the boys coach mom. So I would go and I would give them, I made them towels and everything, and I would give them the Gatorade and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I would give them, I was like, y'all got to play as a team. I would go and I'll bring y'all Gatorade and stuff like that, but I'm not going to take over as y'all coach.
Okay.
Because y'all have a coach. Y'all need to listen to him. I am not going to take over as your coach. I will be your coach mom, but I will not take over as your coach. So I'm not going to step on his toes, but you need to listen to him. You need to ask him for pointers and stuff like that. So I did that. I began to, like help them out in that way. But then the next year I became the girls coach. I made them boys so jealous because I was like, y'all gonna look good off the courts. Y'all might not look good on the court. Y'all gonna look good off the courts. We got I made, because like I'm gonna tell you, my first year as a coach, our record was 3-7. Oh, wow. Girl, we were garbage. But because we didn't have enough people to come out, because you could only work with what you got.
Right.
Next year, because I had those girls looking so good in the school, because we had uniforms that they had to wear on game days and stuff like that. Okay. So they are a presence in the school. So then the next year, so many kids came out until we had a good team. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then the next year, we had a conference so that I needed those girls to be good on the courts and off the courts. So we had a conference where we would invite girls from USF to come over. We had parents like to have like, okay, your kid is a sport. Your kid is an athlete. So that's where Dream Makers came from. Dream Makers developed from having those conferences. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Dream Makers was a career planning program. That's how Dream Makers started. Okay, so we are going to take a break right now, and we're going to come back to find out a little bit more about the Dream Makers. Yes. We'll be back.